Welcome to Resonance with Ranbir, where movement, mantra, and the nervous system meet. I'm your host, Gwen Ranbir Agyapal, a lifelong yoga and meditation teacher, exploring how ancient yogic wisdom can help us live a more balanced, meaningful, and embodied life today. And sometimes we fail at that miserably, and sometimes we do okay. Each week, we dive into practices from Kundalini Yoga, the Yoga Sutras, the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, and many Buddhist teachings, along with exploring tools for vagus nerve regulation, emotional resilience, and spiritual well being. This is your space to breathe, reflect, and explore what truly keeps you steady in a changing world. So let's begin. What it means to live in resonance. What does that mean? Nuns. There's a moment that happens for all of us, a moment when the world feels chaotic and loud and overwhelming. For me, one of those moments happened while supporting my partner through a PTS meltdown. In the middle of the storm, I felt the mantra Had Hare Hari rising up from my chest. There's so many things that can trigger anxiety and panic, and we often don't have any control over it at all, and usually have to just ride it out. And that's why 9 out of 10 people are taking some kind of drug to calm themselves down. And it has its place too, has its place. But there are so many natural ways to make that happen that are unexplored in our culture. So this is a place where you can try out some things. So what happened in this case was someone spoke, and my good, dear friend was triggered and had a meltdown where he felt like he had to run, just get out of the place. And he um, I'm learning about the neurobiology of the brain, and he was coming from the left hemisphere, as sometimes I do. We work the left and the right side so often, and the left hemisphere tends to make sense out of the world by using blame. Okay, it's like it doesn't have any it doesn't have any reasoning capacity or big picture view like the right hemisphere can have. So interestingly, words were coming out that were quite harsh. And so I was starting to feel angry, and I didn't want harsh words coming back. And so I went straight to a mantra. Had hare hare wahegadu. Had hare hare wahegadu. Had hare hare wahegadu. Had hare hare wahegadu. So he was like, "Rah!" And I was about to do the same. And I felt like this would be better than that. It cuts the story. It cuts right down to the root of the issue to get to the feeling. Okay. So it has a way of creating resonance in a different way than what was happening in that moment. And it didn't fix the moment entirely. It didn't fix anything permanently at that time, but it steadied me. And so that's resonance. The inner vibration that can keep you upright. I was resonating with infinity here through the words Had Hare Hare. and it keeps you upright when life becomes unpredictable. So let's explore that word resonance a little bit more. Resonance is how you breathe. Most people breathe 15 to 20 cycles a minute. How you speak, how your nervous system responds, how you move, how your relationships vibrate. It's not a concept, it's an experience right here in the body. The nervous system is always listening. I don't know if any of you have read this book by Candace Pert called The Molecules of Emotion, but she goes on to explain, she's a neurobiologist and a scientist for many years who's passed on now, but she goes on to explain how your subconscious mind is residing all over your body in the cellular structures, and different things will make it come out and be released. And that's why body work is so effective, yoga is so effective, and all kinds of body work, and martial arts, and Tai Chi, and they're effective because you might make a movement and it triggers something from a memory from long ago, and suddenly your amygdala grabs it and it's whoop, it's present time. It's in present time and you're reliving it, right? And that's how the mantra Had Hare Hare cuts it, makes you go present in real time, right? And it can release these things. So your nervous system is always listening to your tone, your pace, your breath, your intention. And this is why mantra matters. This is why movement matters. And this is why presence matters. So, what are some of the things we can do with this? We're talking about breaking patterns. A PTS meltdown is a pattern that's been ingrained to help your system deal with safety, right? We all have some version of this going on. There are many ways to break a pattern. Some of the ways with movement would look like maybe shoulder rolls. So, say for instance, you took something more simple, like you have a habit of biting your nails, okay? And you feel this itchiness and the urge to bite your nails, right? So, you bring your hand up to your mouth, you're about to bite it, and then you just do another movement instead. You move your body in a different way. You're doing neck rolls instead, and it breaks the pattern. And you might have to break it over and over and over and over before you start a new pattern, but it's very effective. It is one of the effective ways. Mantra is another way to break patterns very effectively, and then you can start a new pattern, how you want to change it. So, Had Hare Hare was the mantra I was using because it has a very effective way of letting your nervous system relax. It lets you resonate with infinity through the words Had. Had means the creative aspect of infinity. So, what does that mean? Creative. Creative aspect. The creative aspect to me means if you take an example of, say, an oak tree, the creativity of the oak tree is it makes the seeds, right? The acorns, right? And one acorn, which can make one tree, can produce a million acorns. And those million acorns can produce another million, 10 million, gazillion. You see how it's a form of infinity that goes on and on. Okay? So, Had Hare Hari is that kind of creativity that is like from seed, it's like almost a nothing little speck of something that grows into a gigantic tree. Okay? Creative. It's the creative power of it. So Had is creative infinity. Hare is the flow of that creative infinity. And Hari is the completion of that creative infinity, where it finishes, ends the cycle, goes into compost, and comes back up in another form. Okay? So I was chanting Had Hare Hari Wa He Guru. And Wa is like curiosity about this, amazement about it. The This kind of creative power, this creative energy that's been going on for millennia, right? And Hari, Had Hare Hari Wa He Guru. Wa is the curiosity and amazement about it, and He is here, right now, in the present. And Guru, I'm saying guru, right? Gur is, or gu, is from dark, and ru is light. So it's going from dark to light. So you're saying, wow, look at this amazing creative energy that's going from a seed to a flow to a completion, which is really from dark to light. And so your brain wants to chew on that while you're doing the mantra, Had Hare Hare Wa He Guru. And you don't really have to know any of that for it to work. You just have to say it. Just say it. And I'm rolling the R's, uh, guru, so it will hit pressure points in the mouth because that's part of the vagus nerve. And that vagus nerve is everywhere. So, according to Candace Pert, it matters. It matters where it is. So that's one way to break a pattern when you're finding yourself in a situation like that. And another way is you can just work with your breath. If you're not really comfortable with words like Had Hare Hare mantra, you could work with your breath and just do the exhale twice as long as the inhale. So it would look like this. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Okay. And then continue on your own. I was inhaling 4, exhaling 8. That will also break a pattern and calm your nervous system. So, what do you think? Does that look doable? Hmm? Does that look really doable? Did we have some resonance? Did you find something in all of that that resonated? I bet you found something. So, what resonance did I live in today? I could feel the resonance of the earth today. And what resonance do I want to create tomorrow? You'll have to think about it that. What resonance do I want to create tomorrow? You think we could be a resonation nation? The more we all resonate together, especially with heart coherence, the better life is going to be for everyone. So, thank you for joining me on Resonance with Ranbir. And if this episode supported your practice or sparked an insight, please subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. And for classes, meditations, deeper study, visit www.yogalotusok.com. So until next time, keep moving, keep breathing, and living in resonance. Okay? See you then.